So hello, this is my very first video actually that I'm very excited about. So today I'm going to talk to you about reconnecting to your truth and what this all means. So I do a lot of work around creating a relationship with yourself and what that can bring forward for you. And it's really around your moving out of your head space into your heart and soul space. Now what does that mean? So where do I start? I guess we'll start with the head, because that is what most of us are being ruled by every day. So where do you start with reconnecting to your truth? Well, it's not in your head. We spend so much time in our headspace, and it's full of fears, inner critics. So we've probably all heard those voices that go around, those saboteurs, and it holds your it really holds your blueprint, really. So what your upbringing is, what formed you, what that blueprint is, what makes you you, and the wiring has been put in place. Whether it was correct or incorrect, the wiring is there and the blueprint is there. So you have things in you, fears, beliefs, choices you're making, values that may not actually belong to you, or may belong to a past experience or something similar. And more than that, we have our whole life is in there. So, you know, the society we're in, the cultures, the pressures that come with that, the expectations, you know, what others are doing, what we should be doing. The shoulds are definitely in there. So that means the head is full of limiting beliefs, untruths, and these things are being programmed. But a lot of the time, they're quite far from the truth. So if you ever experience that feeling of disconnection, then that is where it's more than likely coming from, this kind of disconnect between your actual truth, which lives in your heart and your soul, which we'll come on to, and with where you're being led by, which is mostly in your mind, in your brain, in your headspace. So you'll also be aware of voices that come up, if you like. Not that we're crazy, but we all seem to have this internal dialogue going on, which we hear voices really telling us a lot of the time quite insultive things, or things to hold us back or scare us a little. So the kind of, who do you think you are? Are you serious? Do you really think you can do that? You will fail. No one really likes you anyway. Do you even know what you're doing? So it sounds crazy, but this is the way we talk to each other, and it's like a constant stream of doubts and insults. And sometimes it's like you have a conversation with these voices, and you're trying to get validation from them, and they're clearly not working for you. They're kind of working against you. And then we look outside of that sometimes as well, and look for external validation from friends, peers, family, and it all just gets a little confusing, intense, and overwhelming. And in the work that I do, we really get to address these critics and fears, and really go, I guess, head to head with them in many ways, but seeing where we can use the energy in a far more positive way. So essentially the head keeps us stuck. Why? Because it's trying to protect us. So this comes from that blueprint and that wiring, but it also comes from that the caveman times, if you like. So where it was, you know, we were surrounded by a lot of danger in those days, and the brain's job, the mind's job was there to protect you against this danger, and there was threat of attack everywhere. So it's not, and it's not now, so things have changed, but the mind is still working in that way. But the truth is, all the best stuff is on the other side of fear. So that's the good news. So if you're experiencing fear, it's not a bad thing. We don't want to try to get rid of it. We just want to know how to channel it. And also know if you're feeling fear or any resistance, that actually you're probably moving towards something good, which is quite a lot to take in and really grasp when we've been thinking we must not feel fear, we must never feel anxious or upset or anything, that it's actually okay if we know how to harness that energy in the right way. So now the head is not our enemy, and it has its use. and it's good at getting things done, essentially. So once you're connected to your truth and your true voice, it can really start to bring those true desires into action for you, and that's where it becomes very powerful. So the problem is we're just going top down. We're letting the head roar, which is full of fear, limiting beliefs, some bad experiences we may have had that we're still programmed to believe hold us back. Instead of going from the bottom up, so from your soul, your stomach sort of area, your very low abdomen, and then your heart space, and then up. So hearing this voice is what I do in my work. And hearing that voice isn't easy because it's very quiet. You know, your soul speaks very softly and quietly, unlike the head, who sometimes almost shouts or can at least be very loud. So I'm gonna tell you a little secret now. This may not sound like a massive aha moment, but it is bigger than you realize, and it is the fact that it's the other way around. Your truth, all the answers, all that reconnection lives in your soul and your heart space. And the power of unblocking that is immense, and it has been for me in my life. Once I was able to unblock that, I've been able to open up and receive so much more. And this is around co-creation, whatever you believe in, the universe, God, spirit. There is something bigger than us, essentially. And it really is about opening yourself up to be able to allow that true voice to speak and attract what you really, really want to attract, and who you want to be as well. So there's a reason it is called your soul calling. So we've all heard that before, right? You know, what is your soul calling, you know? Because it's actually trying to call out to you. It is trying to have a voice. It whispers and it's very quiet. But the processes I work with really help women to take that out of us. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about that heart and soul space, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about, because I know that these can be quite out there concepts. And I remember when I first started to engage with them, I myself thought, my Lord, this is bonkers, or how does that make sense? And you know, it's a bit woo-woo, but it's not. It does work. And it's very empowering, gracefully empowering, to reconnect to your authentic self and be the whole you in a very true way. It's absolutely life-changing. So your soul and heart space, like I say, has usually been blocked and it's shut down. So it's slowly opening it up and awakening. It also helps you, as we do that, to receive all your desires once you really know what they are. Because at the moment, your desires may not be what you think they are, and that can be a big aha in itself, because we're living from our head. So how does this happen? It's called manifesting, and you may have heard that, and co-creation, as I've mentioned, and the law of attraction. Now, we've all heard that, and some of us may have watched films like The Secret or read books about the law of attraction, and we just need to ask for what we want and we get it. And then we've all maybe had a go at that, or some of us have had a go at that and gone, well, we haven't got what we wanted. I asked for a BMW and it didn't turn up. And that's not what it is. It's about energetically vibrating in a place and opening up and setting those intentions out to the universe and manifesting them, for sure. But you need to be in that energetic space to be attracting that manifestation and that law of attraction. So that is a process in itself. So something I teach how that really works, not just asking for things, because unfortunately when we just say, I want this, I want this, I want a car, I want this job, we're actually coming from a place of lack energy, and that lack energy is, well, I don't have this, I want this and I want this. So once we get into the whole heart and soul space and really reconnect to your true self, you start being what you desire in life and energetically attracting it. And that's a complex concept to go into on this video, but I will do more on that and you will get more from me. But book a discovery session on the link below, and we can definitely explore that more. So it's all about realizing that there's something bigger than us, that there is the universal spirit, or whatever you like to call it, and there is a bigger plan. And we're all here for a reason. You know, I used to think, you know, not everybody has a passion. Some people have a passion, not everybody. And I do really teach those processes to start manifesting your whole self and those desires and really become one person rather than multiple people. So for now, I mean, that's really a huge topic that I spoke about a little bit there, just to start opening up these concepts to you around the head, heart and soul space. So thank you very much for listening. I would love to explore with you further. So you can do that by booking on the link below for a free discovery coaching session with me. I also have a wonderful workshop coming up called Creating a Life You Love from the Inside Out. There's more information about that below too. Take a look. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back for more and more free trainings and videos. Take care. Lots of love.